Today we'll be discussing about one of the most dreaded concepts of all the organizations, which is planning your HR strategy. While 71% of the CEOs agree that human resource is one of the most important assets of their organization, still there are only 5% of the organizations which plan their HR strategy effectively. So how do you plan your HR strategy? The first step is defining your vision statement. This vision statement should be quantifiable and time-bound. One of the classic vision statements is, I need to hire the top 5% of professionals across the globe by the end of this financial year. We are quantifying it by defining the top 5% of the professionals, and second, we are making it time bound by defining that this task has to be completed in this financial year. Once you have your HR vision in place, you need to assess the current HR capacity. Now, how do you go about assessing of your current HR capacity? First, you need to define your organogram or your organization structure. This organization structure should encompass all of your departments and functions. Once you have developed the organization structure, you should be defining the job responsibilities of all of the employees who are there in this organization structure and defining the key result areas which will help you in accomplishing your vision statement. The third step would be forecasting your HR need. Now, how is this done is by defining your current demand and your current supply. Your current demand is defined by the employees that you have and the skill inventory list that they have. Your supply is defined by the number of professional colleges or education institutes you want to tap into. For example, if you are an IT company, you have a lot of good software engineers with you. But now, since you're looking for growth options, you need to hire better human resource from better colleges, probably say IITs or NITs. So this is the entire forecast manpower plan that should be in place before coming to the next step, which is defining your HR strategies. The HR strategy should cover all of the HR functions, starting right from the recruitment process. You need to carefully define what kind of people you need, what should be their job eligibility, what should be the requirements with respect to the employee and the job. This entire process is known as person to job fitment. Once this is defined and your job descriptions are in place, you move to the selection process, which is nothing but defining how will you select the best person at the best time. You can conduct behavioral interviews, technical interviews, or go for psychometric assessment. All should be in line with, again, your HR vision. Third, and the most important step which most of the organizations skip is the induction strategy. How do you want to acclimatize your newly appointed employee to the organization is really important. Our survey says that 76% of employees are retained in the organization in case they are inducted properly. One of the classic examples of induction is assigning of a buddy to your newly appointed employee. Buddy is a person who is a senior resource, loyal and committed to your organization, and a person who can act as a role model to this newly inducted employee. Once the induction is done, the fourth strategy that you should be thinking about is training and development. Training and development is really important for every employee who's joining your organization. One, because he or she understands what job responsibilities does this person have to accomplish. And second, you can also align these key result areas into your organizational growth and performance. The fifth strategy would be about compensation. Once you have hired or you have decided on the hiring plan, you should know how much are you going to pay that person. we have different methodologies by which we pay any employee, but this should be decided by the job evaluation factors as determined by your organization. So for example, if your organization is driven by R&D, you need to look for people who are good with innovation or they are good on the creative side. Whereas if you're looking at an IT firm wherein you need more of technical personality, this should be one of the job evaluation factors while you are compensating an employee. The sixth strategy that you should be considering under your HR strategy is about performance management. How will you assess your employees that they are performing and their productivity is optimum? One of the classic examples of performance management is management by objectives, wherein you define your organizational goal and define it into objectives for different departments, and then these departments further divide these objectives for the employees. Once the employees accomplish their objectives, the departmental objectives is accomplished. Going ahead, the organizational objective is also accomplished. This is one of the ways by which you can assess your employees. The last strategy, which is very important, is about employee relations. How much is your employee engaged is directly proportional to the extent the employee will be retained within the organization. The level of commitment is also defined by the kind of engagement practices you do in your organization. Secondly, if you have one resource who's very much committed to the organization, that person will create a workforce of positively influenced people. This is very important for your organization because these form positive employee clusters within the organization, and that obviously excludes the negativity factor in the organization. The fifth and the last step is review and evaluation. This is only done so that whatever things you have done, starting from your HR vision to your HR capacity assessment, followed by your development of HR strategy and your forecast plan, should be reviewed year on year, and accordingly new visions should be defined every year. So this is the way in which you can define your HR strategy. Thank you.